So if you're looking to be the best footballer you can be, then you might want to consider taking creatine. It's one of the world's most studied supplements over the last 50 years, and it's proven time and time again to make you stronger, make you run longer, and also to make you slightly smarter. Now, there is a specific protocol when taking creatine, and I'll go through that towards the end of the video in terms of its actual effectiveness. But let's start first with what type of creatine to take, because there is different types on the market. You want to be taking creatine monohydrate. This, for a footballer, I think is the most proven substrate of creatine. And you want to also focus on getting a trademarked version like Creapure as an example that we use. Because I think with that trademarked version, you do get a bit of security around the purity of it and also the price you're paying for it. That's actually going to be effective. So look out for Creapure. That's one we recommend in terms of a trademarked creatine supplement. Now, creatine is insanely cheap. And this might be one of the reasons why players aren't using it, because they think, how could something so cheap be so effective? And if you're thinking that, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Creatine does cost less than 50 cents a serving. So for all you players out there that are spending $100 on boots or the latest training apparel drops, or even in ice baths, recovery boots, and not spending 50 cents a day on creatine, this is something you probably want to reconsider, because the effectiveness of it, especially for that price point, is insane. Now, what does creatine do? I'm not going to go into like all the biochemical, sciencey jargon and how it increases creatine, adenosine triphosphate, blah, 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 because you guys don't give a shit. I'm going to talk about the most relevant study for you as a footballer, and that's one from Dosage and Claudino that I reference here. And they did a study with young soccer players, and they demonstrated that creatine supplementation actually improved football-specific skill tests like the dribble test, the sprint power test, and the vertical jump test. So literally, given the demands of football, you can, as a footballer, start benefiting from creatine by improving your repeated sprinting ability. You can benefit by improving your football-specific skills, and also benefit from enhanced cognitive ability. That's what that study showed. Now, onto a bit of a misconception of creatine. Often players say, oh, it's going to make me bloated, it's going to make me heavier. How's that going to actually affect my performance? Well, think of it this way. Creatine is helping you hydrate your muscles, and your muscles are like 70% water anyway. And the best analogy I can give you is that we have carb petrol tanks within our muscles, meaning that, we can store glycogen with our muscles, about 400 grams. And if you won't eat carbs for a couple of days, you'll see you'll be 2 kilos lighter. But obviously, we want to make sure our carb petrol tanks are full, because then that's responsible for those explosive actions on the pitch. And the same is with creatine. Creatine, you have these mini, let's say, petrol tanks within your muscles that you can top up with creatine. And sure, you'll be a bit heavier if those petrol tanks are full, but if they are full, you're going to be more explosive, you're going to be stronger, and you're going to be about to run quicker. So look at it that way. It's the same methodology in terms of the carbohydrates is the creatine as well. And having those petrol tanks both full is just going to benefit you in terms of your performance. Now, we've established that it's going to improve performance, it's well researched, and it's crazy cheap. How much should you take? Now, the basic recommendation is that you saturate your muscles with creatine and take like 10 to 20 grams a day, but some players have a negative side effect to that in terms of digestion and stuff like that. And it's not necessary. All you have to do is be slightly more patient in terms of allowing the muscles to be saturated with creatine by taking 5 grams a day. And in about 3-4 weeks' time, you'll be able to see the full benefit. So that's the protocol that we recommend. And now the next question is, what is the timing of creatine? When to take it? Research has suggested that the best time to take creatine is post-workout, meaning that after you finish your training or a game, that's when you should take creatine. And you should take it in conjunction with protein and carbohydrates, because this has proven to increase its effectiveness by 50 to 60%. And that's why we include it in our recovery shake with the protein and carbs to make it an all-in-one convenient solution. But for others that don't take a recovery shake, then just try and have it with your post-match meal. Now, I don't want players to get like hyper obsessed with when to take it. I would rather them just get it in. Whether you habitually find it hard to take it post-workout, but it's easy for you to take it in the morning or before you go to sleep, this is also okay. I would rather you focus on getting it in than not getting it in because you missed it your post-workout. So it needs to take note of that there. Now, overall, the most important thing to notice about creatine is the consistency, as I mentioned. And then the next thing is the question, do we need to cycle creatine? And the answer is no. So your body naturally produces creatine about 1 to 2 grams a day. And maybe the body might produce less naturally as you're supplementing it. But when you get off the supplementation, it will go back to its normal levels of producing it endogenously. So I wouldn't worry about it. In terms of performance model, you can stay on creatine all year round. So some added benefits with creatine. Now, there's multiple studies that also indicate that creatine will help you actually reduce fatigue. So what I'm telling you is that there's this cheap supplement that can help you with your endurance, your strength, your cognitive ability, and fatigue. And you just take it once a day. It's tasteless and odorless for less than 50 cents. Pretty much a no-brainer, right? So to summarize, creatine can benefit every single footballer that wants to actually improve their performance by increasing their endurance, strength, cognitive abilities. It's cheap, as I mentioned, affordable, and there's so much science backing it up. And I very much doubt that if you're watching this video, you're not serious about your performance or even your well-being. So if you're not taking it, give it a go, because you might be leaving something on the table, and be your own scientist, your own nutritionist. See how you feel after a month if it's improving your performance. Try and track it with some gym work, your lifts, or if you're using fitness trackers to see if you can see an increase in your data and performance. And if you've taken it before and you're watching this video, please leave a comment below so that you can maybe encourage some other footballers to take it that haven't taken it and share your subjective experience. So that's all. I thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to please subscribe and comment for any other questions, and like this video so we can continue to make more videos like this and help you in your journey at playing at the highest level and being the best footballer you can be. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.